Good afternoon and welcome back to Grab and Go STEAM Kits for grades 4 through 8. For my May kit, I'm going to do something a little bit in the honor of Star Wars, because I think Star Wars deserves more than just one day. I think it deserves an entire month. I mean, you've got a trilogy of trilogies for movies, including spin-off movies, animated shows, live-action shows, books, manga, graphic novels. It's huge. So let's celebrate the whole month of May for Star Wars. So for today's kit, I'm going to test out if the Millennium Falcon is actually aerodynamic. I don't know if you've watched Star Wars nearly as much as I have, but I've watched it a ton of times. They keep saying how fast this ship is, and I'm looking at it like, are you kidding me? This thing, like, it looks like it could float on water, but like flying through air, I don't get it. So we're going to use some simple materials. If you got the kit, you'll have received 2 strips of paper, 4 straws, and all you'll need at home is some tape. So what we're going to do is we are going to create the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon and see if it actually flies and how aerodynamic it is. Alright, so let's get started. So in your kits, you got slightly more colorful paper than what I'm using for the video. I just had some white paper at home. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with our long strip of paper, and we're just going to create a little cylinder with it, like that, and then we're just going to tape the ends. So just get a couple little pieces of tape. Remember, try not to use don't use long strips of tape. Like this one here is about the length of my finger. Like, that's too long, because tape is going to weigh this down. And when you weigh things down, when you're trying to make things fly, they become less aerodynamic. So I'm going to use short little pieces of tape here. And I'm just going to overlap it maybe like an inch or so. You can see how big the overlap is. You don't want to do too much of an overlap, because you don't want this to be too small. And I'm just going to add a little bit of tape on the inside and outside of this one, so that I have a nice little cylinder like that. And I'm going to do the same thing with the smaller strip. Again, you don't want to do too much of an overlap, especially with the smaller strip. You don't want to make it too small of a cylinder. So this one I'm going to do like about 1/4 of an inch, very, very small. So I'm just going to grab a couple pieces of tape for this one. Remember, a couple little pieces of tape. I don't want to weigh it down too much with tape. I want this to be as light as possible so that it flies as far as possible. One and 2. Alright, so now I've got my 2 cylinders. So now I'm going to add my straws. So I'm going to take the straws, put them on my little work area, and I'm going to just pre-cut a few pieces of tape. I'm going to want 2 pieces of tape for each straw, because I'm going to tape them to each of the cylinders. So I'm just going to start off. I'm going to break off 4 pieces of tape so that they're ready for when I need them. And I'm going to start off with the big circle here. And I'm just going to take the straws and I'm going to tape them onto the inside of the circle, okay? Not the outside, the inside of the circle. And I'm going to place them so that they're evenly across, so one across from the other and one and this way, so it makes like a square, I guess, in the circle, either ends. You don't want them too close together or anything, so I'm trying to get them as evenly spaced as possible. The other thing I'm going to do, I think, is just try to line the straw up with the bottom of the paper, so that it's kind of flush with the bottom of the paper. I don't want it sticking out like that. And if it is up a little bit, then I want them all equal. So if I keep one piece like up a little bit, then I'm going to have to figure out how far up all of them are, and I don't want to have to go through all that. So I'm going to try to keep it flush with the bottom and straight as possible. Add a little bit of tape and tape it onto the side here. And I'm just going to do that. My tape was too small. Gee, I'm going too small on the tape. That's not good. Alright, so I'm just going to go and now I'm going to put 2 pieces of tape that's going to be weighed down too much. So now I'm going to do that all the way around. So I'm going to put my tape on my straw, line it up so that it's across from the other straw here, flush to the bottom, and tape it to the side. I'm also short 1 piece of tape now. And I'm just going to do that with the other 2 as well. Just keep them onto the sides here. So this one looks about evenly spaced apart, so I'll just tape that on there, and then the last one. right across from that one. So it looks like this. You got 4 straws around your circle. So now we're going to take the top, the small cylinder, and we're going to add it to the top. And we're going to tape the straws to the outside of the cylinder. So we're not going inside, we're going to the outside. So it's going to create a sort of pyramid type effect where the straws are going to start to cave in, right, to reach the outside. So I'm going to break off 4 more pieces of tape. And 4. And I'm going to start, I guess, with the one that's closest to me. So I'm going to put some tape on this one here, right on the outside. Try to get it so that it's kind of even there. And I'm going to take this, I'm going to try to keep it about to the top. Mine is down a little bit. If you can kind of see, it's not flush with the top. So I just have to be mindful when I'm taping these on that I'm going to keep it down a little bit, about 1/4 of an inch or so. I also want to try to get these straight. Like, I don't want, like, I've already got 2 of these at like opposite angles. So that's not good. You really do want to try to keep these like straight and, I guess, perpendicular as possible. I'm not doing a good job at that, but something for you to try. Make it better than mine. And then I'll just add the last one. Right about there. Alright, so I've got them evenly taped around the top and the bottom. So now you see that our cylinder sort of has the shape of that cockpit of the Millennium Falcon, right? Because it's like a, I don't know the name of the shape, whatever that shape is. That's the cockpit. So now we've got the cockpit, so let's see if this is actually aerodynamic and will fly. So I'm going to turn the camera around to the rest of my kitchen, and I'm going to see how far I can fly this across my kitchen. Alright, so there's the other end of my kitchen. Here is my little Millennium Falcon, so let's see if this guy flies. I'm going to hold one of the straws at the bottom here and just let her go. And look at that. The Millennium Falcon is partly aerodynamic. I hope you had fun with that. Please take videos if you want to. You can decorate it, write on it, whatever you want to do to make it look really cool. And have fun flying it around. Just try not to throw it at your brothers and sisters. All right, take care. I'll see you next month with another Steam Grab and Go kit.